name is Trinity, and if you are here, you must be here to talk about books because that is why I am here. And in today's video, I am going to be doing a like this, try that. And let me just say that this is an odd video for me to do because in all of my blog posts, when I review a book, I always give recommendations at the bottom, but I've never had to explain why. It's just books that I feel like have a connection to the book that I read for some reason. And yeah. So I'm gonna give this a go. Hopefully you guys like it. And if you guys like it, I will try to do more in the future. Okay, my first, and these are gonna be random as far as genre goes because I've never done this before and I'm just trying it out to see how it goes. So my first like this, try that is if you liked Black Sun by Rebecca Rowanhorse, then I would recommend The Bone Shard Daughter by Andrea Stewart. Now, the reason I'm recommending these two together is the interesting magic systems that have been presented in each one. These are both young adult, so I'm actually going to throw out an adult recommendation that if you liked these, try The Bone Maker by Sarah Beth Durst. All of these have very, very interesting magic in them, and they are all three very accessible reads and very fast moving in the pacing. And I have thoroughly enjoyed all three of these. All three have very interesting writing styles as well. And I feel like the reason that if you liked one of these, you would like the rest of them is because they're all three very enrapturing books with great plots. They all have, like I said, the interesting magic systems. And I really think they all complement each other really, really well. Great characters. And yeah. Like I said, I think that if you like one of the magic systems, you're going to like all three. Now, this one, you guys saw this coming. You had to have seen this coming. But if you like Mistborn, I would recommend the Draconis Memoria series by Anthony Ryan. You guys have seen me compare these magic systems before, and I do think that while Allomancy is metals and the magic system of the Draconis Memoria is based in dragon blood, they do complement each other and work in a lot of the same ways. Also, while Brandon Sanderson's writing is a bit on the utilitarian side, very accessible, I do feel that Anthony Ryan's is as well. Anthony Ryan's writing is a little bit more elevated than Brandon Sanderson's, but still very, very accessible. And you've heard of the Sanderlanche. Anthony Ryan does have a tendency to do this as well. It's not quite so non-stop, can't stop, can't put the book down because of the way that he intertwines his characters. But I do think that if you liked Mistborn, you will like the Draconis Memoria. So my next, if you like this, try that, would be if you like the Blade itself, then you'd probably like Blackwing by Ed McDonald. This is a trilogy, just like the First Law. There are no spin-offs of Blackwing. the dark, the grim darkiness of these novels. Now, Blackwing does have a lot more magical elements than the First Law trilogy does, but the characters, I think that if you like the characters in the Blade itself, you will like the characters in Blackwing. And I know that Joe Abercrombie is the epitome of character work, but Ed McDonald does such a great job with the characters in his stories, and there's plot. Not that I think one book is better than the other, but I do think that if you like the First Law, you would definitely like Blackwing. Now, this next one might seem like kind of a duh if you've heard of both of these books, but while I have heard so much about The Last Kingdom by Bernard Cornwell, I have not heard a lot about Blood Eye by Giles Christian. And these two are both Viking-inspired stories. They are very Norse, very Danish in their tellings. And we have kind of, in both of these, lost Viking or lost air kind of things going on here. And the writing style is very similar in the fact that they are historical fantasy. And I think that both of them are very well written. They are both slower paced novels, as most historical fantasy is. But again, very gung-ho Viking. And I adore both of them. Now, the next one is kind of a little different because we are talking about two different genres, kind of. But the books themselves are very similar. And I'm going to say, if you like The Ritual by Adam Neville, then I think you would like Eden by Tim Levin. And both of these stories are about groups of people who go into the wilderness and encounter things that they don't expect to encounter. One of them is horror, the other is horror sci-fi. So you do have the elements of sci-fi in Eden that you don't have in The Ritual, but The Ritual is more based in the paranormal. So you do have the different elements of the two that complement each other, but the writing styles are very similar and the way the stories play out are very similar. So if you liked The Ritual, I would definitely recommend Eden. And the last one is just two books that I think are so fun, quick reads, young adults, and harken back to those days of everybody reading Twilight. But if you like the Grishaverse, I would recommend All the Stars and Teeth by Adeline Grace. Now, why I think these two are similar is because of what I just said. Grishaverse is very, very fantasy, political intrigue, different kinds of magic being introduced. And we have the same thing with All the Stars and Teeth, just a seafaring adventure. And I really enjoy both of these. So I definitely think that if you like Grishaverse, you will definitely like All the Stars and Teeth. And that is it for my video today. Like, subscribe, do all the fun things, and I will see you later. Bye!